Following Manchester City's victory against Wolves the other day, they've now won 21 on the bounce. The spotlight has also fallen on the new Saints and a record-breaking run of 27 victories in 2016. You were both part of that squad. Looking back, what memories in particular, in a general sense, stand out for you?
I think first of all, I think it's from the start of the season, wasn't it? And I think when you start a season, you don't even have those sort of records in your mind at the time. I think it was probably only when we got to about 20 wins in a row that we sort of even found out that there was a world record of 26. So definitely something that none of us even thought about. But obviously once you get to like 20 games and you hear about the records, then it's obviously something that sort of creeps up on you. But then even to know that you still got to win 7 games in a row is still a massive ask. So I think looking back at it now, I don't think we've even come close to any sort of number of wins in a row like that. So it just goes to show what a massive achievement it was, really.
And Simon, that first game was here at Park Hall, August the 14th, 2016. You were in the starting lineup. We beat Aberystwyth Town 2-1, and they pulled a goal back in the final 10 minutes. I suppose people would have been nervy at the time, but purely and simply for the fact that we wanted the 3 points. At that stage, no one had any idea where the journey was actually going.
No, you don't just start off with, like Greg said, the first few games you just want to get a few wins. I think once we got to about 12 or 13, I think Bangor had the record of about 15 wins, so we knew about that one. And then once you get that one, it was the games just kept coming and we kept winning. And then once you do it your 20s, then obviously you hear about the world record, and then everyone knew about it and everyone was talking about it, and luckily we done it.
And following the victory against Aberystwyth, we had a couple of big wins on the road. 5-0 at Llandudno, 10-0 here against Rhyl. So in some ways the seeds of the ultimate success were being sown. However though, as we know, they weren't all big victories. There were quite a number of those games that were decided by just the one goal.
Yeah, you get a lot of them. Like any season, no matter which league you're in, you'll get 1 or 2 games where you might only score 1 or 2. But if you're not conceding that many and you're scoring 1 or 2, then you've always got a chance of winning. So.
And it wasn't just about the league, of course, the Welsh Premier League as it was then. It was all competitions. And Greg, we have to talk about Forfar Athletic, our debut in the Brew Cup, and certainly a very happy day for you personally.
Yeah, it was. I think it was just really exciting for everyone to be part of a new competition, really. Obviously playing in the league for so long, you get to know the same teams, and we know basically all the players inside out, so it was nice to be invited into a new competition. Obviously travelling up away to Scotland was something new for everyone, obviously a good result. 3-1 it finished in the end, but I know it was quite late into the second half when we did go ahead. Nice to score a hat-trick in TNS's debut in the Iron Brew, and obviously extra special again that it was part of that world record run.
And as we've already mentioned, the Bangor City record, which was a domestic one, was surpassed initially, and then as we progressed we started to pass some of the British records. I remember the Rangers one in particular that we went beyond, and then, as you mentioned earlier, Greg, we got to the 20, and that's when the focus really started to come upon the team. Simon, at that stage, did the players feel any extra pressure at all?
I don't think they did, no. I think we took our league games exactly the same. We took it one game at a time. I think it was the 26th one, where we played Druids. I think that was the one to get the record. I think that was most probably the nervous one before going into a game, but up until then it was just try and play the game as normal.
Well, it was Boxing Day, and of course the festive period normally sees the local teams paired against each other, and we were here at Park Hall. It was a 4-0 victory, and Greg, that was the game that equalled Ajax's 1972 record.
Yeah, I think like Simon said then, I think that probably the 2 games against Druids, the one to equal it and the one to beat it, were probably, to memory, the 2 sort of worst performances, I think, in that 27 game winning run. So whether it was nerves or I think it took a lot out of the players. Obviously, the build up to that. It's hard to keep going week after week, winning game after game. It's hard to keep doing it for that length of time, really. So I think the world record run itself sort of took a lot out of the lads, and then I think towards the end of that season, I think that was the season we lost the cup final to Bala, and we dropped quite a few points in the league. Obviously, we'd won the league a long time before that, but I just think that world record run took so much out of the lads, sort of mentally as well as physically. But luckily we sort of stumbled over the line, if you like, against Druids and got the record. You'd think when you broke a record like that stood for so long, you'd think you'd hold it for a bit longer than 4 years. So it's obviously they've still got a few more games to go yet, but we'll see what happens. Fingers crossed. Who they got? You got United, haven't you? United, yeah. United might do us a favour, hopefully.
Well, 4 days after we beat Kevin Druids here at Park Hall, we went to the Rock, and just the one goal that separated the sides at half-time, Aaron Edwards.
Who?
And then, since departed, of course, didn't departed the club, I must add. And then, 88 minutes on the clock, John Routledge signed, sealed and delivered the world record. How did you feel as individuals at that time?
Yeah, it was a special moment for all of us. Like I said, I think that one was the most nervous one, the one when you're actually going for the record. There was only one goal in it, anything can happen, and then as soon as John scored that goal late on, we knew we had it then, and it was a proud moment for us and for the club as well.
I was more relieved than anything because I had a good couple of chances in the first half. I think when it was at 0-0, I think Simon might have put one across the box to me actually. Probably bobbled it in, and the keeper's pulled off some good saves. But yeah, I think in general, all those games really, we just had so much confidence. It was just a case of just turning up. We basically knew that we were going to win. We were playing with that much confidence. So yeah, obviously to get that record and to share a record like that with lads that you've played with for so long, and yeah, it's just really special. So like I say, hopefully it's one that we can hold on to for a bit longer.
And you were both in the starting lineup when we hit the 27. In fact, 7 of the starting lineup are still here at the club today. Now, in reference to what we said at the beginning, you've already mentioned it as well there, Greg. Manchester City, they're flying at the moment, and to achieve what they've done in the English Premier League and the Champions League, if they do pass the 27, well, I think one thing we could say is that it's certainly well deserved.
Yeah, when you look at the team they've got now and the run they've been on, it's absolutely fantastic, to be fair. The leagues that they're playing and the players that they're playing against as well, to do it in that standards, no one would ever thought they would have done it at the start of the year. But if they go on and do it, well done to them, because it's a hell of a run they've been on.
And Greg, you scored a few goals during the course of that 27 run. Any in particular that stand out for you?
John, I can't really remember too many of the games. Obviously, Forfar scoring a hat-trick, I definitely remember all those goals. In terms of other goals that stand out, then there's not too many really. It's all the seasons sort of seem to blend into one really over the last
you forget
10 years.
You couldn't go back and name every game we played in and the scores. They all just roll into one the more you play. And like I said, you've been here for so long, they all just roll in. So it's hard to go back and
you can probably remember all of your goals, though, can't you?
At least one a year, yeah.
What have you scored? 5?
No, easily 10.
Including friendlies.
Finally, Simon, as a defender, it's not necessarily about scoring the goals but stopping them, and we did have a very good defensive record during that campaign. It was a solid back line. You were part of that.
Yeah, I think we've done I think it was the year before, we had a good defensive record as well. I think we've always been strong defensively and attacking as well. Greg's got it easy, he just stands there. But when we're at the back, we've got a lot of work to do, and we take pride in keeping clean sheets as well.
I make it look easy. It's not easy. I just make it look easy.
He doesn't.
But no, we did have. That's where it all starts at the back. And obviously we had. Who did we have? Connell, Steve Saunders. Is Pip still here?
Pip was still here at the club. In fact, he was on the bench when we played the 27th game.
So I mean, you just look at. I think in general, just that squad. To think, anyone could come in and out of that team and. Wouldn't affect the team, sort of thing. So it was just that obviously played a massive part and being able to go on and win 27 games in a row. like I say, no one's come close to it since. Obviously Man City, but you look at their squad that they've got. But then obviously you look at the standard they're doing at it, it's unbelievable to win that many games in a row at that standard, including the Champions League. So if they do it, then they fully deserved it.